Let us start with turboprop engine. See, what are basically turboprop engine? They are turbojet engine in which we have added the propeller. Okay, so when we draw the turbojet engine, it is something like this, right? This is the engine, this is the inlet part, this is the inlet part. Then we have got the different stages of compressor. Let us draw the stages. We have got a compressor stage. Let us say this is the compressor. After that, there is a diffuser section and followed by a combustion chamber, nozzle guide vents, and turbine. This is what is the jet engine, right? So what actually happens over here is, what we can do is, we can take the drive from this ahead. So we'll do it. We'll take the drive from this ahead, okay, and then we can have a gear here like this. We can have a reduction gear. In the reduction gear, this is bigger, this is smaller. Okay, so we can have a reduction gear here, and in the front we can install a propeller. In the front we can install a propeller like this. Such type of engine are called as turboprop engine. Name itself suggests turbine engine plus propeller is called as a turboprop engine. Clear, beta? So what is the difference between the jet engine and the turboprop engine? We know that the formula for thrust is equals to m Vj minus Va, right? That means mass of the air, exhaust gas velocity, and inlet air velocity. Correct, dear? So in jet engine, let's say this is a normal jet engine, we take a small mass of air. See, from the front, a very small mass of an air is taken. In propeller, we take a large mass of air. Understood the difference? In jet engine, in the front, you can see that we take a small mass of air. In propeller driven aircraft, we take a large mass of air. And then we accelerate. Both of them will be accelerated here, right? So the accelerated velocity is this Vj, right? Here there is Vj. So here, small mass of an air, larger acceleration. What I will do is, I will take the small mass of an air and I will accelerate it. How much I will accelerate? To a very large value. Whereas in propeller driven aircraft, I take a large mass of an air and smaller acceleration. Understood? If we are talking both of them producing the same amount of thrust, okay, if suppose this engine is producing 1000 pounds of thrust, then this will also produce 1000 pounds of thrust. In such a case, in turboprop engine, you will see that propeller, it will take a large mass of an air and accelerate it to a very small value. Whereas your jet engine, it takes a small mass of an air and accelerates it to a larger value. This is the same formula. In this case, turboprop case, I am taking m maximum. In this case, I am taking a smaller m, but I am increasing the Vj. That is how the turboprop engine works. They will take the air, push it forward. The thrust provided by the turboprop engine by the jet velocity is compared to negligible. You can say it is negligible thrust. Okay, main thrust is provided by the propellers. Same as your piston engine aircraft. What happens in the propeller? When the propeller are cutting the air, low pressure area is created in front of the propeller. high pressure area is created in the back of the propeller. This pushes the propeller forward. When the propeller is pushed forward, it will drive the entire engine through this. Understood? Any doubt in turboprop engine? But am I audible? Is there any problem with the voice or something?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Audible.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So you
Sir,
understood? Yeah, beta, tell me.
sir, I came across an engine, sir, which has inlet in the mid section of the engine.
No, I couldn't get you. What are you trying to say?
Sir, inlet in the mid section of the engine.
Inlet in the midsection of the engine.
Yes,
Inlet
sir.
is
So from sides,
that is called as a
from the
side
sides it
entry.
exists.
That is called as a side entry. You will see mostly in the helicopters, but it's not at the side because there is no space. What they do is, no, see in the helicopters, no, because there is no space. So what they do is they keep the engine over here, and they will say that inlet is over here from the side. Okay, so physically you will see that it is at the side. Then what happens is this air will come over here and again will enter in the front of the compressor only. Okay,
Yes, sir.
side entry is just basically there is the inlet at the side. So coming back to the turboprop engine, now when I'm saying that this turbine is rotating this compressor, I know turbine will rotate at a very high speed. Okay? So we need to reduce the RPM of this because propeller is a rotating disc, correct? So let us draw and understand this. Propeller is a rotating disc. This is what is the propeller. Okay, so let us draw propellers. Let us say this is the propeller. Okay, propeller is rotating. When the propeller is rotating, look at this part. Let us say this section of the blade. It will rotate like this, right? It will rotate something like this. Whereas look at this blade cut area. In the same amount of the time, this one is covering a larger distance, yes or no, beta? Correct? So at the tip, this is called the tip of the blade. Tip can reach a sonic speed. Understand what is the problem with the propeller? When the propeller is rotating, I'm saying that the propeller is rotating in this direction. So when the propeller is rotating, the entire blade is rotating, right? We are looking from the front. So when you're looking from the front, the molecules, or you can say the particles which are present over here, or the part of the propeller which is present over here, it is just rotating this circumference. Whereas the part which is at the tip has to rotate a larger circumference, but in the same amount of time, right? It will not happen that this blade is this part of the blade is rotating first and then this is rotating. Both of them will rotate at the same time. So if both of them are rotating at the same time, the part of the blade which is at towards the tip, okay, this is called as the tip. So the part of the blade which is at the tip will rotate at a very high speed. Okay, in the same time it is covering a larger distance because speed is equals to distance upon time. So the blade tip is covering a larger distance. So when it is covering a larger distance, its speed increases. If the speed increases and reaches the speed of sound, we know the problems, right? We have understood that in theory of flight. If the blade tip reaches the speed of the sound, it will create a shock wave. And behind the shock wave, the air velocity will become subsonic. It will be disturbed. There will be a lot of vortexes. The engine will not run properly. Understood? So we don't want the blade to reach the speed of the sound. Okay, but if we reduce the speed, our compressor will also not rotate, right? So I want the compressor to rotate at a larger speed. but I want the propeller to rotate at a smaller speed, okay, at a lower RPM. So to make it a lower RPM, you require this gear mechanism. This is called as reduction gear. Okay, we call it as a reduction gear. Please understand the name itself suggests reduction gear means reducing the RPM. Okay, what is the function of reduction gear? Reduces the RPM. Reduces the RPM. So let us understand it from the front view. Here you will say that the driving gear, this is a driving gear connected to the compressor section, okay? And this is a driven gear. Please don't find my diagram, it's a bit bad. Let us say this is a driven gear. Okay, beta? This is a driving gear. And this is a driven gear. So in this type of the gear mechanism, you will see that this gear is smaller, this gear is bigger. So when this complete one rotation, okay, look at the tip. If this complete one rotation, it will complete only quarter rotation, or you can say 1/3 rotation, right? Correct. So when a driving gear rotates 3 times, when this rotates 3 times, I'm just giving an example, then this driven gear rotates 1 time. Such type of gears are called as reduction gear. Understood? A gear in which driving gear is smaller, driven gear is a larger, so that I get a ratio. When this completes 3 rotation, this completes 1. So 3:1 rotation. Such a gear mechanism is called as the reduction gear. Okay? But what we do in aviation, we can use reduction gear, but we use a planetary gear mechanism. Planetary gear mechanism. Okay, this is not a part of our syllabus. Planetary gear mechanism should have been taught to you by the person who teaches theory of shop theory. Okay, I think Joshi sir must have taught. So let us just, for our understanding purpose, draw the planetary gear and understand. Okay, again I'm telling you, this is only for our understanding purpose, beta. Yeah. This gear is called as the planetary gear. Okay, this gear is called as the planetary gear, in which this gear is the driving one. We can change interchange, huh, beta? But for our propeller purpose, this one is the driving gear. Okay? And this one are ideal gear, they do not participate in anything. This one will have teeth on the inside. Okay? Just for understanding purpose, I'm drawing the teeth here. This will have teeth on the inside. Okay, beta? And this gear will have teeth on the outside. Okay? This one will also have teeth on the outside. So please understand this. The ideal gears, they do what they are doing, they are just transmitting the RPM from this gear to this gear. Okay, ideal gear, these are ideal gear, they are just transmitting the RPM from the driving gear to the driven gear. Okay? Ideal name itself, they do not participate, they are just transmitting the RPM from himself to the gear which is on the outside. And you can see the outside gear has more number of teeth, inside gear has less number of teeth. So what will happen? Reduction in the RPM. Is it understood, beta? So this is how we reduce the RPM in the turboprop engine. Clear, beta? Any doubt? You can have reduction gear mechanism also or planetary gear mechanism also. It is depending upon the manufacturer.
Can you repeat the last part?
Which part, beta?
So that only the where it is reduces the RPM.
See, dear, you need to see the number of teeth. See here, this is a small gear and this is a larger gear, right? Same as this. This is small gear, this is larger gear. So when I do this arrangement, this will rotate one time. For this one complete rotation, the driven gear has to rotate 3 times. So I get a reduction of 1:3. Correct, beta? 3 times come kar diya aapne. Such a mechanism is called as the planetary gear mechanism. You must have already done this, beta. You should not ask me this now. I'm just revising this because it's a part of the syllabus. Yeah, but it is already done in detail. You must also know why do we use planetary gear and why don't we use reduction gear. See, in the planet, any person who can see will think logically, why are we keeping 3 idle gear? That will increase the weight of the aeroplane. We should go with the reduction gear. That should be the doubt in your mind. But when the professor must have taught you what is the planetary gear mechanism, why do you use it, he must have taught you what all the advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage, I will just talk about the one advantage which is important for us, is that here the load is distributed. Here the entire load comes at one point. Here the load is distributed. So you do not have a problem. Okay. Chalo. Any other doubt here? Understood the gear mechanism? Done. This is called as the gear coupled engines. Okay. Now what we'll do is we will understand. Just give me a minute. Now what I will do is I will install another turbine here. Okay. What I'm doing is I am installing a new turbine at the back of the engine, which do not have any physical connection with this. Can you see this? There is no physical connection in this. Okay, beta? No physical connection. So what we are going to do is we are going to have thoda diagram upar niche ho jayega, but please try to understand that there would be a spool which will run from the inside like this and which will connect here like this. Understood, beta? Clear? So this spool does not have any physical contact with your compressor. Such a turbine is called as the free turbine. Technically correct term for the DGCA will be free air turbine, but both the words are acceptable. Okay? Free air turbine means it is not in any mechanical connection with the compressor. So what I will do is I can take this like this spool over here. I can have a reduction gear here, same working beta, no other difference. Understood? So what we did, instead of having the compressor itself directly connected to the compressor, to the turboprop propeller, I will have a free air turbine. The advantage of having the free air turbine is when the air is passing from the engine, okay, pura, let us say it follows the entire process, compressors, diffusers, burns, exhaust gases come, they will rotate the turbine. The exhaust gases after the turbine, that is this part, this air, they still have energy left. Okay, this air, they still have the energy left. This energy left can be used to rotate the turbine. Understood? And since it does not have to rotate the compressor, it can directly rotate the propeller. Okay, so I can rotate this and this at a 2 different speed. That means I can rotate the compressor as fast as possible to increase the thrust, and I can rotate the turboprop engine, that is propeller, at a maximum speed. Understood? Now, whenever there is no physical connection between the turbine and the compressor section, it is called as the free air turbine, but the engine will be called as the gas coupled. How will the name of the engine change? Name of the engine will become gas coupled engine. Understood? Why do we call it gas coupled? Coupled means you understand that two things are connected. Okay. So here, when this turbine is rotating this compressor, this is mechanically coupled. Both are physically connected. When there is no physical connection, what I said, air is the one which is rotating this turbine. So only air is the connection between these two engines, right? Hence it is called as gas, air coupled or gas coupled. Clear, beta? Any doubt over here? Pakka no doubt beta gas coupled में. Done, no? So I'm believing that you have understood the gas coupled engine. In a gas coupled engine, what happens is there is a free air turbine. Free air turbine is connected to the reduction gear or to the planetary gear mechanism to rotate the propeller. Okay. So let us just go through the turboprop engine once again. In a turbo, this is a DGCA question. A large mass of an air accelerates to the smaller value is turboprop engine. Small mass of an air accelerating to a larger value is a turbojet engine. Another favorite question of a DGCA for the turboprop engine is turboprop engine require a shorter runway for takeoff. Okay, so the shortest runway required for the takeoff is for turboprop engine. Then we understood the entire working. We understood why the the speed of the propeller cannot be more than a certain value, because it can reach the speed of sound at the tip, which we don't want. We understood the reduction gear mechanism. We understood the gas coupled engine. So we have understood both the type of engine beta, where there is a gear coupled and where there is a gas coupled. Some of the modern aircraft, yeah, beta.
Sir, any fixed ratio of reduction gear?
That will be depending upon the engine RPM. Suppose the compressor is at a very high RPM, but the propeller RPM has to be maintained, right? So then the reduction gear will have a bigger value. That will be 5:1. But if the compressor is rotating at a smaller RPM, then the reduction gear value will be 3:1. That will be given by the manufacturer. No one will ask you in DGC what is the value of reduction. Just for understanding purpose, reduction means we need to understand that the RPM of the core engine will be more than the RPM of the propeller. Okay. There is one more type of an arrangement. In this type of arrangement, what happens is you will not have any reduction gear. Okay? You will not have any reduction gear. This will be directly coupled to your free turbine. As it is, see what is happening when the exhaust gases are coming outside, their energy is less. Less energy means they will rotate the free air turbine at a lower RPM. So free air turbine can be directly connected to the turboprop propeller also. Understood? I can have a free air turbine connected via reduction gear to the propeller, or I can connect the free air turbine directly to the propeller. Clear with any doubt? So gear coupled means,
how is the
but only I heard how. Can you repeat the question again?
sir? How is the sir on stationary position? How is it started?
Stationary position, how is it started means I didn't get you.
Sir, the propeller, how is it turned in stationary position?
We have got a starter, no beta. See, when initially we rotate for every engine, remember, initially we have got a starter. So initially the inside core engine will start to rotate. So once the core engine start to rotate, it will start sucking the air. As the air comes over here, it will rotate the free air turbine, that will rotate the propeller. Okay. The older aircraft, no, before the World War I, during the World War II aircraft, there what used to happen, no, a person used to stand in front of the compressor. It was not a turbojet engine. We used to have a piston engine. Okay. So that time what used to happen, no, a person used to stand in front of the propeller. Then he used to touch the propeller, catch the propeller with both the hands and rotate the propeller at a very high speed. ऐसा धक्का मारेगा बेटा उसको, and he will run away. Understood? That used to give the initial RPM. But nowadays we don't require that. We can just connect a starter. Starter will look after everything. Okay. In the olden days, the starter was not made that time. So that time the people used to Do it by the hand. Same as your sugarcane juice wala. When you go to that गन्ने के juice wala, you see that sometimes what he do is हाथ से वो wheel rotate करता है, उसका motor start होता है, right? देखा है? When he is
Yes, sir.
using the hand to rotate, it's the same effect. You are starting
Yes,
the
sir.
engine. Once the engine is started, everything will happen automatically. Okay. So in this section, that is turboprop engine, we have completed your free air turbine. We have understood what is gas coupled. We have understood what is the gear coupled, and we have understood what is reduction gear. Okay.